Hey guys, so now I'm going to do the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I had to change my spot because my parents are upstairs and stuff, so I didn't want to wait till later to do it. I just want to get them done as soon as possible. So now I'm going to do Philadelphia versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. So first, of course, I'm going to start with the records. So Philly finished 42, 26, and 14 with 98 points, and Pittsburgh finished 47, 29, and 6 with 100 points. So just 2 points apart in the standings. So for the first time since their epic 2012 series, the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers will revive the Battle of Pennsylvania to kick off round 1 in the East. Last time these two teams met, they combined for 56 goals through 6 games, peaking with a 10-3 win for Pittsburgh in Game 4 and an 8-5 victory for Philadelphia in Game 2. Though the rosters have seen plenty of turnover in the half-decade since, both clubs enter into the reunion with similar offensive prowls. Whatever, yeah. The series features 4 of the top 10 scorers in the league, with Claude Giroux 102 points, Evgeny Malkin 98 points, Phil Kessel 92 points, and Sidney Crosby 89 points, all entering healthy and ready to contribute. Add in some notable goaltending issues on both sides. The Flyers have seen unsteady performances from all of Brian Elliott, Michael Neuvirth, and Peter Mrazek, and the Penguins don't have Matt Murray rolling like he was the past 2 years, and there's a fair chance some more high-scoring games are coming. I just started getting into hockey a few years ago, so I don't know that series at all. I never even saw that, so I had no idea what the history was between them two. But from hearing that, it sounds pretty pretty exciting. 10-3, 8-5. Get better goalies. So matching Pittsburgh's depth will be crucial if the Flyers hope to hang with Pittsburgh in this one. While Philadelphia has seen some elite performances from their top names, they'll have to be able to keep pace with their rivals' four-lined game to avoid getting buried. Sorry, I was going to open this a bit higher. Shush. They'll have to keep their pace with their rivals' four-line to avoid getting buried. The Penguins are still without trade deadline acquisition Derek Brassard, who hasn't played since March 27th, while dealing with a lower body injury, which makes things a bit easier, as the absence of the third-line pivot may convince head coach Mike Sullivan to move Kessel back to the second unit with Malkin. But if the Penguins opt to keep Crosby, Malkin, and Kessel spread among the top 9, the Flyers' third line of Valtteri Filppula, I don't know how to say some of these names, Wayne Simmons and Travis Konechny will have to step their game up. The two teams' season series suggests that might be easier said than done. However, as Pittsburgh took all 4 meetings with Philadelphia in 2017-2018, scoring 5 goals in each of those games. So advanced stats. So for 5-on-5, Pittsburgh is 52.23 CF percent. Sorry, which is 5th in the league. 48.0 goals for percentage, 21st. .910 save percentage was 29th. 7.9 shorthanded percent, 23rd. And 98.33 PDO, 29th. So Pittsburgh does not look that good in terms of ranking, except for the 5th. But everything else is in the 20s, or that's not good. For Philadelphia, they are better. I can see right here they are better than the stats-wise. So Philly is 49.79 CF percent, which is 18th. 52.33 goals for percent, which is 13th compared to Pittsburgh's 21st. 0.925 save percentage, 13th compared to 0.910 save percentage for Pittsburgh. 7.88 shorthanded percent, which is the 13th, 10 less than Pittsburgh, and then 100.36 PDO, which is 14th. So now moving on to more team statistics as well. So Pittsburgh's power play is 26.2%, while Philly's is 20.7%. Pittsburgh's is 1st, and Philly's is 15th. So obviously Philly will have to stay off the penalty kill. But their penalty kill has been 75.8%, which is 29th. So their power play and penalty kill is not looking so great, so they might not want to, get any penalties. Of course they will, but try to limit that, especially compared to Pittsburgh's 80% penalty kill, which is 17th. They have 270 goals for, which is 3rd. Philly has 249 goals for, which is 12th. And then 248 goals allowed for the Penguins, which is 20th. And then 236 goals allowed, which is 14th for Philadelphia. So their head-to-head record, Philadelphia is 0-2-2 against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is a perfect 4-0 against the Flyers this year. The outlook for the Pittsburgh Penguins is the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions are trying to become the first three-peat winners since the New York Islanders dynasty of the 1980s. Not even the great Edmonton Oilers team that followed won 3 in a row. The Penguins are coming into the playoffs on a relatively high note too, and their season really is a tale of two halves. On January 1st, Pittsburgh was the 22nd best team in the NHL with a 19-18-3 record and had just 68 even strength goals, the 3rd fewest in the league. But from then on, the Penguins slowly returned to form and have scored the most even strength goals over the past 3+ months while posting a 26-11-3 record. The one constant team stat has been an unstoppable power play that converts on 26.2% of its chances, which is the best full season mark in the NHL since the Calgary Flames posted a 27.7% in 1989-1990. So their power play is really good. So the Flyers are really going to have to stay to the box. Otherwise, they might be in trouble. A high event team, the Penguins still have an unmatched amount of star power that is tough to match up against when Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Phil Kessel are spread across 3 lines. Not much has changed between this year's Pens team and the ones that won the previous 2-year cups. In fact, if healthy, they may be more dangerous now than ever. Philadelphia Flyers outlook now, it's really hard to get a read on a team that's been as streaky as the Flyers. Philadelphia is the definition of an up-and-down team this year, starting with a 10-game losing streak early on. Then they immediately followed with a stretch of 7 wins in 8 games. Then they won 11. Then they had a stretch where they won 11 wins in 23 games, which included a 10-1 streak. They're all over the place. So it's really hard to predict how Philly will go. Will they win 4 in a row? Will they lose 4 in a row? Muddying the waters even more is the lack of clarity in net, which is nothing new to this franchise. Brian Elliott and Michael Neuvirth went down to injury, forcing GM Ron Hextall to acquire Peter Mrazek at the trade deadline, and after a promising start, he's cratered to a sub .890 save percentage. Elliott is back for the playoffs, but he's played just 2 games since February 10th, and ask Flames fans how he fared in last year's playoffs. Hint, it was ugly. So he was not that good. The fact they got this far means there are some positive things going on here. The Flyers' young defense has helped them to the 5th lowest shots against average this season, and their offense is 11th best in the league. Number 2 overall draft pick Nolan Patrick started off low in the lineup, but has worked his way up to the second unit where he plays with Jacob Voracek. Patrick has answered with 16 points in 23 games. The top line remains one of the league's best and was made possibly by Claude Giroux's move to left wing, which has been a huge success. He's an underrated Hart Trophy candidate who finished with a career-high 102 points after getting just 58 a year ago. In his career, Giroux has 62 points in 63 playoff games, but hasn't seen the second round since 2012. The Penguins' X factor. In the past 2 seasons, the Penguins came into the playoffs with 2 credible number 1 options in net between Matt Murray and Marc-Andre Fleury. And they needed them both. Now without Fleury, there isn't as secure a safety net behind the 23-year-old starter. So now that they don't have Fleury, this could be different. It's different from the last 2 years, so it could be different. Murray is still good, don't get me wrong, but not as good as Fleury. With a .90 save percentage, this season, Murray had his worst of 3 NHL seasons, and though he's been good at stretches, it's the downturns that could be the trouble for the Penguins. The longest streak of games Murray has had this season, allowing less than 3 goals in a game, is just 3, which he achieved just once. At the end of the season, he wasn't exactly trending up either. In 3 of his past 6 starts, Murray allowed at least 4 goals. So their goaltending is not that great right now. The Penguins will get their offense, and the power play has been incredibly good, but in the past 2 playoff seasons, Murray's save percentage have been .923 and .937. He needs to get back up to that level of excellence or close to it. in last year's run to the Cup, in which he played the final 2 rounds. Murray allowed 3 or more goals just 3 times in 11 games. That's actually fairly good. Now the Flyers X Factor. Brian Elliott returned to the net on April 5th after missing nearly 2 months with an abdominal injury and allowed 3 goals on 22 shots. Then recorded a shutout on Saturday with a .909 save percentage in 43 games. Elliott has been his usual self, up and down, with his best month coming in December, .927%, and worst in January, .874%. His 2016-2017 with the Flames followed a similar wave and ended in disappointment with 12 goals allowed in a 4-game sweep to Anaheim. Peter Mrazek was brought in as insurance at the deadline and was even more volatile, while regular backup Michael Neuvirth got injured days after, returning from a previous malady. The Flyers, as usual, will sink or swim with their goalies. So I think both teams are having some trouble with their goalies. So team leaders, goals, assists, points. So Pittsburgh has Evgeny Malkin, 42 goals, 56 assists, and 98 points. Phil Kessel, 34 goals, 58 assists, and 92 points. Sidney Crosby, 29 goals, 60 assists, and 89 points. For Philadelphia, Claude Giroux, 34 goals, 68 assists, 102 points. Jacob Voracek, 20 goals, 65 assists, 85 points. And Sean Couturier, 31 goals, 45 assists, and 76 points. So game 1 is going to be April 11th. So in 2 days, this Wednesday, today's Monday. In 2 days, they're going to kick it off, or not kick it off, but you know what I mean. They're going to kick it off in Pittsburgh at 7 p.m. for game 1 on April 11th. And last but not least, my prediction is going to be the Penguins in 5 or 6 games. Then again, I did not know at the time that there's actually some history between these two teams. I'm gonna say maybe more towards 6 instead of 5. I'll say Penguins in 6 because I do see originally. I always thought Pittsburgh, Philly, definitely Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? But now, reading the stats and everything, you know what I mean? It just seems like maybe more, it's not even, but, maybe it's more, because, there's parts that are better, there's parts that are worse for some teams, Philly obviously struggling with their goaltender, and then same with Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh power play has been amazing, and then their penalty kill not so good for the Flyers, so I do think it'll be Penguins in 6. So I hope, oh my god, I hope you guys like this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Next one, I'm going to do Washington and the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.